Welcome to Lakes. Today our Lakes service engineer is installing the seated shower tray and Lakes walk-in enclosure from our classic range. For ease and safety, we advise that 2 people assemble this product. Once you're ready to unbox the product, use a retractable knife with a blade no longer than the thickness of the cardboard, cutting around the edges as carton directs. Unpack the goods, ensuring that exposed glass edges or corners do not come in contact with any hard surfaces. Whilst precautions are taken in manufacture, care must be taken when handling as rail edges may be sharp. Check that all listed parts and fittings have been included. In the unlikely case that you have damaged or missing parts, contact our customer service team. Before drilling into walls, check for cables and pipes and make sure that all surfaces are dry, clean and free from loose debris and dust. The following tools and suggested health and safety equipment will be required for the installation. When installing the seat tray, it is important to check the following. Fitting the tray is acceptance of quality. Prior to installing the tray, remove packaging and carefully inspect the surface for imperfections or damage. No liability for damage can be accepted after the tray has been fitted. Only neutral mould-resistant silicone should be used. Any other type of sealant can damage the tray. The site is big enough for the tray and subsequent enclosure. The siting of the tray is in a 90-degree corner or alcove. Please check the tray height as there are manufacturing tolerances that must be allowed for. No leg riser kit is offered with this product, so installing with waist fittings above floor level. A sculptured timber platform can be built and 3/4 inch marine ply must be used on the surface. Please note, where a tray is installed contrary to these instructions, no liability can be accepted for any loss or damage, however caused. Start by preparing the tray site. The floor must be of a solid construction, level and free from any loose or uneven surface material. Remove any floor coverings from the immediate area that are present. Now moving on to tray positioning. Fit the legs which are supplied, 200mm in from each side and seat end back edge. Fix to underside of seat using screws provided. Place the tray into position and mark on the floor the position of the waste hole. Level the back of the seat using adjustable legs to assist, and scribe a line on the wall underneath the seat rim. Remove the tray and then fit a wooden batten which is not supplied to the wall as support. The height of the batten is crucial to ensure a match with the fixed glass. At this point, place the tray back into position and try the glass panels supplied to ensure a good fit. During the installation, protect the shower surface at all times. Next, install the plumbing. Provide an appropriate access recess in the floor surface and fit the waste plumbing. Ensure there is sufficient access from the front of the floor recess to allow the waste trap to be connected to the plumbing when the tray is in position. Remove the tray. Moving on to installing the tray. Start by laying a weak 5:1 parts sand and cement mix on the floor surface under the standing area of the tray. Ensure adequate mortar distribution under the tray with a minimum of 5mm at the waist end and 25mm where the seat starts. This is to ensure full support of the standing area. You can then backfill under the seat to ensure distribution is fine. Apply a large bead of silicone sealant just under the top edge of the tray on the sides that come into contact with the walls. Set the tray firmly in the mortar and push up against the walls and rims until back in contact with the floor, making sure indicated surfaces are level using a suitable spirit level. Please make sure to recheck the glass panels on the tray for a good fit. And now sealing the tray. Run a further bead of silicone sealant to neatly finish the appearance of the product. Ensure the tray is firmly fixed and there is no movement. Leave the tray to cure for 24 hours before tiling the walls. Fit the panel clips to the wooden blocks under the rim, allowing them to protrude 3 mm over the front edge. The clips also act as a stop for the panel when pushed in. 2 extra panel clips are supplied to fix to the floor for the base of the panel. Select the correct end panels, noticing that one of the corners of each panel has a different radii. Depending on individual installations, end panels may need to be trimmed to suit tiles, etc. Locate the panel in spring clips and push gently home. Please refer to the installation instructions for all maintenance and warranty information. Now moving on to the walk-in enclosure installation. Lake's classic walk-in enclosure is non-reversible. Hand must be determined before ordering. Ensure the tray is correctly levelled and that the tray wall tile joints are sealed and cured over the entire length of the tray sides prior to fitting the enclosure. Do not seal tray edges up to a fitted enclosure. Position the front face of the wall profile 22 to 25 mm back from the front edge of the tray. Ensure plumb and mark wall hole positions. Drill, plug and affix the wall profiles. Next, we are building the fixed panel prior to installation. Start by sliding the hinge seals with the fins outwards into the post profile. Before fitting the bottom hinge, apply a blob of clear silicone sealant to the glass notch. Determine the handing and fit the bottom hinge bracket using 2 times 4x25mm long CSK self-tapping screws. After fitting, wipe off any excess silicone neatly with a damp cloth. Please note the hinge protrudes 90 degrees to the wet side. Fit the hinge fillers into the vacant slots of the hinge bracket. If required for levelling, ensuring plumb, fit the appropriate base pad to the underside of the bottom hinge. Now we are ready to install the fixed panel. Start by lifting the main panel into the wall profile, pushing back until the glass contacts the vertical of the tray and down onto the tray surface. Check the panel is plumb and the glass is parallel to the tray side, with the glass and tray contours matching with a consistent joint gap. With the panel positioned and plumb, from the inside of the enclosure, using the wall profile holes as a guide, drill 3mm diameter and affix the panel to the wall profile using 3.5x10 panhead screws in 3 locations. Align and press fit the screw cover section onto the wall profile and then fit the appropriate top cap. Moving on to bracing arm setup and fitting the door. Measure the gap from the back of the wall to the inside of the finial. This will give measurement G. With the bar positioned in 90-degree corner, measure, mark and then cut the bracing bar to measurement G plus 19mm. Fit the door assembly into the bottom hinge. Keeping the door supported, push fully down and back into the hinge seals and then assemble the top hinge bracket, joining the door to the post profile. Immediately affix with 2 x 4 by 25 long CSK self-tapping screws. Fit the fillers into the vacant slots on the top of the hinge bracket. Now fit the finial kit, leaving the centre screws loose to permit finial to spin at this stage. Now moving back to the bracing bar. Insert the bracing bar into the finial, level and offer square to the back wall. Mark the wall hole position, drill, plug and affix the threaded wall plate. Next, slide the wall bracket into the bracing bar. Align and screw to the wall plate until the bracket is tight to the wall and the grub screws are uppermost, using 2 at the wall and 2 at the finial, and then tighten finial centre screw. Finally, we are moving on to sealing the enclosure. Use of a good quality silicone sealant and cleaning degreasing of all joints is recommended. Apply a continuous silicone sealant bead as directed. For the glass to tray joint lines, the use of silicone to both sides of the glass and using the silicone shaping tool is recommended to achieve sealing and best appearance. The enclosure is supplied with a silicone shaping tool to help achieve a consistent appearance of the sealant. Initial sealant application need not be that precise. Keeping the tool at 90 degrees to joint surfaces, press the shaper into corner and drag along joint for a short distance, then clean the tool and repeat. Any voids of holes may be filled and reshaped as necessary until continuous joint is completed, always working away from the corners. The size shape used is at the installer's discretion, but it is suggested to use smaller corners unless large gap joints are present. Now your seat tray and Lakes Classic walk-in should be fully installed. For any further help or guidance, visit our website lakessshoweringspaces.com or call our installation and customer service team on 01684 853 870. Thank you for watching.